and we're here now. What do you make of this? Where did this come from? What's your thoughts? Do you think, like, I've heard the rumors, they're saying like, oh, it was Luka's conditioning. He was all out of shape, wasn't listening to anybody. Okay, fair. I can hear you on that. But if that's truly the case, why is it that it was only Nico Harrison that made this decision? And you didn't even let Jason Kidd, your coach, know. I feel like watching the press conference and the reporters asking Jason Kidd, like, what was your input? What was your thoughts? And Nico was like, oh, I didn't even tell him. And you could kind of tell Jason Kidd was biting his lip there. It's like Jason Kidd probably woke up to the news like everybody else, like, what the hell is going on? Like, you just traded, our franchise player away. And if it was truly conditioning, like, why not speak to your team about that? Like, I get, oh, you don't want that getting out. You can't trust your own staff, your own coach. I think that's pretty vital information when you're trading a 25-year-old with probably the most accolades by that age in NBA history for Anthony Davis, who, yes, is obviously good in his own right, but I mean, injury prone himself and a lot older. And you're talking about championship window. But I mean, Luka's the reason you have the championship window, in my humble opinion. So what's going on? I'm gonna swing it to our guest Erik first, man. But what was your initial thoughts seeing this?
My old ass was asleep. I had no idea it went down. I woke up to like a text message from you, a text message from Gino, a couple other people, and the whole thing just insanely caught me off guard. I did not expect them to trade Luka. I know that the Mavericks have been interested in AD. They tried to make a run at AD last year, but nothing really, excuse me, came about it. Luka bought a house. He had no idea. Like, if you really want your way out, you're not going to buy a house and allegedly be crying. There's, how can I word this? I've always said, like, for Luka to be great, he's got to really like the conditioning stuff. He's got to dive in and really make that step up. We saw LeBron do it. We saw Giannis do it. We've seen Tatum's doing it right now. Anthony Edwards is doing it. They're getting in shape. They're putting their body first. They're not messing around. Luka just still hasn't done that. He still has a lot of baby fat on him and came into camp, got hurt. And this year was supposed to be a growth year, and they really haven't done anything. And he whines too much to the officials. We saw in the Oklahoma City series. We saw it in the Boston series. He's great, but it comes a point, do you really think you can win with him? And if that's the case, you'd move him. But you have all these reports that teams didn't know he was on the market, that the Lakers were the only team that Harris called. Now, I know there's the rumors that they're going to be going to Vegas, but it's only a matter of time before gambling's allowed back in Texas. That's what I was told. Within the next 2 years, it's going to be allowed there. This family doesn't have the casino ties that it did to Vegas anymore. So I don't think that rumor is true. I just think that something happened between Harris and Luka. Luka said something. Harris didn't like it. He has ties to the Lakers. He called up Pelinka. He's like, what will it take? And they just got it done.
Yeah, and I'm Nico and Pelinka, I guess they're boys going way back since Nico was, formerly with Nike, obviously helped with the Kobe deal and all that. So they're close, but I mean, yeah, it's just crazy to me that I get trying to keep it hush hush, but I just feel like with the way trades have been happening in, recent history with the NBA, the haul of picks you can get for Luca, and you could still get valuable players, I guess. And Nico was saying, like, oh, this is our championship window. We're trying to win now. And it was kind of also very off putting. He kind of just put Jason Kidd out there to dry because he's like, we only probably got 3-4 years here, but in 10 years, we'll for sure both be gone. It's like, how are you speaking for Jason Kidd on that? Like, how do you know how long he wants to keep his job? But this is an all-in move now. But it's like we've never seen Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving play winning basketball by themselves and lead teams. They've led teams to playoffs, but they've never done anything once they've gotten there. So now to pair both of them, and it's like, okay, we're trying to win now. This is the championship team. I don't necessarily see it. Like I gotta see that come to fruition on the court. But as of right now, just trying to picture it, I just don't see them winning together because I don't think they're two alphas to actually do that. They both won championships with LeBron, playing kind of the anchor to that. As far as them being the guy, I don't know, especially at this point in their career. Anthony Davis, 31, Kyrie, 33. Anthony Davis has been more relatively healthy the last year and a half or so, but every time he hits the court, I hold my breath because I'm like, something's probably wrong with him. Because it usually takes him 10 seconds to get back up, and then he's limping or grabbing something. So I truly don't know. But Cam,
He's got
go
that
ahead.
Tua effect with you then. He's like Tua on the basketball court. That's what
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, Cam, go ahead and give us your perspective because Cam is honestly, he's in the most funny situation now. I don't know if you remember, Eric, but Cam is very notable on the pod for being one of Luka's biggest haters, even though he
I'm
never
not a
wants to
hater,
admit it.
bro. I'm not a hater.
But now he has to be his biggest fan because he is a Lakers fan with
Oh,
LeBron. So now, Cam, give us your insight. What do you feel about this trade, man?
Well, I feel like it was clearly like an all-in type of move from Nico or whatever. Which I mean, I guess he views it like he can win with AD over Luka. He feels like, which, hey man, look, I've been trying to tell y'all for the past couple of seasons, couple of years, whatever, that the things that this man be doing on the court is just unacceptable. With the whole like crying to the referees, the whole foul baiting, the whole not playing defense. Um, I can understand like why Nico would think that like, okay, we obviously can't win with this guy. So, you got that on top of the whole conditioning thing. And then on top of they probably already told Luka, like, hey, bro, like we've been told you a couple of times now, probably more than a couple of times, that it's time to like slim down. It's time to get in better condition. And Luka's probably, he probably don't even care. Like he probably didn't even care to like listen because because he knows that like y'all not going to trade. Like you're obviously not going to trade me. Like I'm the franchise cornerstone of this franchise, whatever. So he probably thought like, oh yeah, y'all not about to trade me, so I can do whatever y'all want. I mean, do whatever I want. Like I don't really have to listen to y'all, whatever. And so, what else? So yeah, got all that going or whatever, and then on top of I was gonna say, I just had a brain fart, bro.
I'll say, look, I'll try to pick it up. Do y'all think there's anything to do it? Because I've also seen reports that I guess Luca had like his people in the building back when Mark Cuban still owned most of the team, like his own kind of entourage. He had that privilege as the star player. And they said since Nico's kind of taken over, he's basically removed everybody out of Luca's circle that had access to all things Mavericks. And whereas in LA, that's probably, they're probably going to cater to him because that's what LA does. They cater to their stars. Obviously, it's the LA market. That's why they've basically had a superstar on their roster every year for the past 60 years, besides maybe like a 5-year gap. And they haven't had to draft really any of them. That the stars just go to LA. So do y'all think that's another thing that, Luka probably had going on behind closed doors?
I mean, he did make that statement that none of my friends are here anymore. I did read that. I don't know. I mean, it's really tough to say. Like, my guessing is there was some sort of interaction in the building between those two, and Nico got upset. I mean, and then it just kind of spiraled out of control from there. My question to you guys, I mean, I'm just looking at this. So if the Mavericks called OKC and was like, Luka for Shea, would OKC do it?
No.
Bryce, what do you say?
I don't think they would.
For Joker? If they called the Nuggets and asked for Joker?
No.
Nah.
They called the Bucks and asked for Giannis?
Nah.
That one might be interesting a little. Because
I don't think the Bucks would do it.
They're not.
I don't think they would, but it's just some of the rumors that's been going around Milwaukee and Giannis the last year and a half or so are kind of a little iffy. Like he says he wants to be there, but then stuff comes out that he might not want to be there. And I know
he just wants to win. You know what I mean? Like he just wants to win. And I mean, honestly, he could leave Milwaukee now and he's going to be viewed as a god because he got him that one championship. So I mean, I don't think they trade him for Luka. I mean, what about Tatum?
No.
Yeah, because
not after winning that championship.
Yeah, they couldn't after win the championship.
Here's a fun one: Brunson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. I think
think?
So. I think so.
That's the finals MVP. I don't know.
They like Jaylen Brown. They just paid him.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, it's just. I know everyone puts like Luka like up on this pedestal and everything, but I mean, I just named 10 players, and there's only like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys were kind of like,
yeah. And it's like, oh, my bad. What are you saying?
Well, no, go ahead.
Okay, I don't think he knows. I don't think he hasn't been asked to be like a true, like he hasn't been like a true pro yet. Like I know he's been a pro since he was like 16 or whatever, but I don't think he like truly understood like how to be like a true pro and like how to come in like come in with in shape, slim and stuff like that. And it's like we was talking about before. If they was going to pay him $345 million to supermax, he would have to be like a pro. Like he would have to be like take care of his body like LeBron. Like they shouldn't. The Mavs shouldn't need to like keep on telling him like, hey, bro, it's time to put the sandwiches down. It's time to put this and that down. It's time to come in better shape. It's time to come in, just in better shape. Like they shouldn't need to like, if we're paying you that much, we shouldn't like need to like keep on telling you this. It's like, it's either you're going to listen or you're not. And I don't think Luka like understood it because obviously, he's 25, but they're looking at, okay, you're becoming your own man. We're about to pay you all this money. And if you're going to get paid all this money, bro, you can't be doing the same. You can't be drinking beer right after the West Conference Finals. I'm sorry. You can't, bro. You can't.
I get the optics. It's just on the flip side for me, it's just like, okay, if he is doing all this, let's just go with that. Like he's just not taking care of his body, not conditioning. The fact that this man is averaging 39 and 8 this whole time, and he's in the worst shape of his life, and he's basically manhandling the Western Conference. Because I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. The two healthiest years Luka has had, he dragged a bottom tier team to the conference finals, and they lost to the Warriors, who went on to win the championship. And then last year, he powered them to the NBA finals. And I feel like, even though I was going for the Mavericks and I thought the Mavericks could pull it off, the Celtics have been knocking at that door for years now. That was a championship team ready to finally, break the door down. He only 25. We've been saying, like, usually for most stars in NBA history, they don't even get to over that championship hump till around like 28. Now, yeah, he could have done a lot better in being a pro, but it's just like, I feel like for all that he's done for that franchise, maybe like you give him a little leeway to get it right before you just jump to, oh, we're trading you for a 31-year-old Anthony Davis. And I'm not trying to dog Anthony Davis. He's obviously, all NBA player, his potential, what we've always thought, he could be an all-time great. He hasn't reached that potential, whether that be the injuries, not, showing up when needed. At the very least, you can't make the argument that Luka don't show up when it's needed, because when he gets in the playoffs, his stats only increase. He becomes more efficient. That's why I always say the argument that he's like James Harden, because the problem with James Harden was he would fall off in the playoffs. Luka gets better in the playoffs. And so Nico Harrison is like, we're making this trade because we're trying to win now. The only reason you were winning now was because of Luka. And people are like, well, Luka's been out most of this year with injury. and Mavericks have been doing fine. Mavericks are floating around the 8th seed right now. Like, okay, they're getting some wins, but let's be honest. Without Luka, like before the trade, if they just had the roster they had with Kyrie and everybody, and Luka's not able to play, that team is a first round and out versus the top West contenders as of right now. It just is what it is. Luka is the one, he's the catalyst, and that's why they've been building the team around him for all these years. Klay Thompson literally came to the Mavericks in the offseason because of Luka. Kyrie re-signed with them because of Luka. Now you put yourself in a predicament. Say this don't work out this year. Kyrie Irving is a free agent. Who's to say he wants to stick around after all this?
Yeah. He came there to play with Luka.
Yeah, and he real cool with Luka from all that I see, you know, when he talks about him. So it's just like that's just a crazy move to make on a 25-year-old that is damn near already got a Hall of Fame resume.
Okay, let's say they do give him the $345 million, and let's say the way Luka is going right now, he missed 18 games, is finally catching up to him. The conditioning, his weight is finally catching up to him.
Okay.
Hold on.
But hold up, because they saying that, but he's about to play next week, and he don't look 270. So what's going on? That's where I'm.
I think he's ready to play. I think, you know, like he's just pissed off right now. He's ready to play. He's just ready to play. But I mean, he's missed 18 games. He missed like 18 straight games or something like that. Let's say they paid him $345 million, and let's say, you know, the trajectory that he's going on right now, he's missed 18 games, is finally catching up to him. The weight and the, you know, conditioning, everything is finally catching up to him. He got all this money, and now he's like, I don't gotta do nothing else. What I gotta go get in condition for? Then what? Now you stuck with him with $345 million. He's getting even fatter. It's a liability, bro. It's a liability. You gotta look at both sides. You have to look at both sides.
I get exactly what you're saying, and I understand it. So in saying all that, the trade you made is for Anthony Davis?
That's the thing. I don't agree with what he got back for. I feel like he could have got a lot more.
And that's where my problem comes in. It's just like, for all the reasons people keep listing, this isn't the trade you make. If it's truly for all the reasons you listed out. If it's he not taking care of his body, he injury prone, he not taking it serious. We're trying to win now.
Though. It's definitely a win now move. With AD, it is. We can't. Okay, let's stop acting like AD. Let's stop acting like AD.
That's what I'm saying. AD is he's great. He's great.
He's arguably top 5.
Top 5?
Arguably. I said arguably. Like, you can argue he's top 5.
In the NBA right now?
In the NBA right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying him top 5.
I'm not even saying top
8. When healthy?
No. When healthy? No.
He's one of the best defensive players. He was like on, wasn't he like on what's called on track for like in conversations with MVP? Like, well, no, start off the year he was.
Yeah, but that's the problem, because he'll have a game where he get 40-20 and be like, this is the AD we've always dreamed of, where he is what we always had the potential of top 5 player, undisputed. Then it'll be like AD has 15 points and 7 rebounds. Like, AD, how do you do that when, like, we obviously know all the tools you encompass to be great? And it's never been consistent with him. That's my only issue. Like, we seen him win a championship, but that was with LeBron James, who, whether people want to say his prime or not, he was 36 off some rest in the bubble. That's like a goated LeBron James. That's the only time he's won. Other than that, what has Anthony Davis done?
You know, he hasn't done much. Like, at all.
And I love Kyrie. You know, we both say, everybody on the pod says, that's probably the most talented player of our generation with a basketball in his hands. But what has Kyrie Irving done?
Not much either.
So we're going to pair them together. We're going to pair them together, though, and expect them to just propel themselves at age 31 and age 33. And like I said, every time Anthony Davis hits the ground, everybody holds their breath because you don't know if he's getting up or not. So you literally just mortgaged your whole future on a hypothetical that you don't think Luka is, taking it serious. But it's like, he's 25. Like, and I know he about to get paid $300 million, so you need him to be a little more serious. And that's still speculation. That's what they're saying. Maybe they're trying to make a narrative to make it seem like the trade would make sense. But it's like, dog, he has so much upside, and he's still not even in his prime yet. And honestly, just my own opinion right here, I don't think he's ever going to be as slim as when he came into league because he was in Europe. The American food, you're not slim. Like, he's just never going to be that again. Jokic had to get in better shape, but it's not like Jokic ever got, like, cut up and in shape. He just got better condition. Luka can always do that.
I think being around Bron is going to change.
Bron going to change it for sure.
What happened to Luka, like him getting traded to the Lakers, this is probably the best thing for his career, honestly, because it's going to make him turn into an actual pro. He's going to be with LeBron now, and he's going to see how LeBron is carrying himself and how LeBron comes in shape every single training camp, and he's going to see, okay, this is what I need to do to be on top of my game. I need to get my body right. I know I'm 25 and, I'm still young, but once I, keep going up in age, like, also my body's going to change. I need to keep getting my body right. I feel like this is probably, like, honestly, this is probably the best thing for Luka. Like, this is going to change. This is going to change his whole career. Because then the way he was playing there, you already know. I could not see him win the ring. But I think it's about to change now, bro. Being around Bron, it's going to change, bro. It's going to change.
Maybe it will. Like, because the thing is how long have people been saying, like, you need to do this, you need to do that? And we still just haven't seen him do it. Like, is LeBron magically going to, like, be like, hey, be able to get through to him?
I don't even think it'll be LeBron getting through to him. I just think it's the fact
Palenka gonna bring up Michigan days and talk about how he was the seventh man in the Fab Five. Like,
I just think this was the catalyst. Like, this is the origin, his villain origin story. Like, this
wake up call
probably pissed him off enough, upended his whole life, traded him out of nowhere. It's like, okay, you think I can't win? Oh, I'm about to show you. And now we might truly get MVP Luka to a level we've never seen. And honestly, he's probably going to terrorize Dallas the same way he did Phoenix for years to come. And I can't wait to see that. That will be primetime television every time they match up. But on the flip side, now that we've talked about all this, okay, the trade has happened. Does this now make it to where Dallas is literally championship or bust? Like, this year?
Oh,
I mean, when you look at the teams in the West, let me bring up the stand. I mean, obviously OKC is OKC. I mean, they're obviously loaded. If they can put it together after their run last year, I think they're the team to beat. I don't think in a 7-game series they'll be able to beat them. Is Houston still in the second?
For the West, have dropped after the loss.
All right, so second is Memphis. We all know Memphis. Yeah. Memphis has been second before. Morant, Bane. I mean, this team hasn't made it past the second round.
Yeah,
you really trust them. Houston's young. Denver's got concerns with their lack of depth. Clippers, we don't know if Kawhi is going to be there. Lakers, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, Jackson Hayes is playing center. I mean,
that's the other thing. They definitely got to get a center before trade.
They're gonna make a move.
That's a big question mark. You got the Timberwolves, who have been a nightmare since the trade. The Kings are Chicago West now, having DeRozan and Irvine. And now there's a rumor that the Suns may be trading KD to the Warriors and moving on from KD. So after OKC, the West is open. Could, like, Mavericks, based on the draw, mess around and make a run? Possibly. I mean, I think the West is pretty wide open this year. Past OKC. I mean, it's OKC's to lose, obviously.
Yeah. Do you think there's a scenario, like, say Mavericks make the playoffs, they lose first round or something, or maybe this just doesn't even pan out throughout the regular season, they end up as a play-in team and lose there? Do you see a scenario like that where they fire Nico after the season for making this trade? Or is it like they at least give him a year of grace and it's like, okay, next year, like, if it doesn't pan out this year, next year you better win the championship, and then you're fired if it doesn't occur? Because I mean,
you got to think he told the owner, you know what I mean? And the family said something.
The owner laughed at him.
Did they laugh at him? I didn't read that.
Yeah, no, he said the owner laughed at him when he first came to him about it.
Like, I mean, if they lose first round, I mean, hell, they're in the play-in right now. If they don't even make it, I think he's probably gone. But it's going to be the thing is when these trades happen, everyone tries to like pick the winner, pick the loser. We really won't know until like 5 years down the road how everything kind of pans out. Like Windhurst, I saw an X is saying Luka, it's not a guarantee Luka's going to re-sign in LA. Like Luka may look to move someplace else. So, I mean, can you imagine that the Lakers gave up AD and then Luka doesn't re-sign with them? I mean, that would be something crazy right there.
That would be crazy.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think they could mess around and make the Western Conference Finals if the draw breaks their way.
I think they could too, but
I mean, if OKC and Denver are on the top and on the bottom half of the draw, you're talking Memphis, Rockets, and like they're the 6th seed. They get around the 6th seed because they're 2 games back. I mean, they could beat those teams in a series and make the Western Conference Finals, no problem.
Oh, for sure. And I'll say this. I honestly, I don't think there can be an excuse. AD got to ball out because, he's been saying, and we all know, he's better at the 4. Dallas has Gafford and Lively at the 5. So you get to play your natural 4 spot and, be in your element. AD better get back to, elite AD since that's what he's, was begging for on the Lakers and they never gave that to him. So he needs to average. He needs to be a walking 25 to 30, 10 rebounds every night, especially if he's healthy. I think that's fair. If this is a trade that happened and that's the roster you're going to, he's got to show up and produce now. Because if he doesn't, and then he. I mean, I don't have him in my top 5 as is, but he can't be top 5 if he's not going to produce in this situation now.
I made my list. I have him at 13. I got Shea ahead of him. I got Joker ahead of him. I got Giannis. I got Tatum. I got Durant. I got Edwards. I got Luka. I got Wemby. I got Curry. I got James. These could be the hater ones. I like Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's good as hell. And I got Jalen Brunson ahead of him.
Yeah. So, Cam, who would be your top 5 if AD is AD at 5?
I said arguably. I feel like someone can argue.
I know you're making the argument, so I want to hear the argument. What's
okay? So Jokic, not in order. Jokic, Giannis, Luka.
You're not gonna give Ant top 5 because I know. Or are you saying this year is not?
I don't know about this year, bro. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing?
I mean, I'm in agreement with Eric. I know you probably still ready not to say it. I think Wemby is better at this point.
No,
I think Wemby's better too.
That's just...
And fuck, I'll be a homer, dude. Give me Cade Cunningham over him too, man.
Hey, we had this conversation the other week in our group chat, and I just lobbed it out there. I was like, everybody's been so focused on trying to figure out who the next face of the league is after Braun leaves. And, people been trying to pro Anthony Edwards after his playoff run last year. And I was like, Cade Cunningham hasn't been healthy to start his career. Now that he's healthy and you kind of see what he can be, he's in Detroit. Obviously Detroit is like the American story, just grit and grind over there. Same way All America was back in the Lions. If Cade Cunningham turns around that Detroit franchise after all these years they've been terrible and actually starts making noise in the East, Cade Cunningham will be the face of the league because he's got every tool. And he's, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah.
He's elite. I think Cade, I won't say it just yet, but yeah. Let Cade keep doing what he's doing for the next year. I'll be ready to put him in the top 5. Maybe top 3. He's that good, I think.
Why are we sleeping on AD, man?
I'm not sleeping on AD. I'm just saying we've always said he has the potential to be top 5. The potential just never came through. That's all I'm saying.
I think it had, bro.
You know what? I just hate his knee braces, man. His knee braces irritate the shit out of me, man.
I like the impact he has on the defensive side, and then compared to offensive side, it's insane. And it's honestly insane. Like how like he hasn't won a DPOY whatever.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely gotten robbed from that.
For sure.
He should have at least one of Rudy's defensive player of the years. Maybe even a Marcus Smart one, but I mean, hey, that's how that goes with that voting. But I need it.